Hi friends, it's Anita and we're here to time myself and see if this next project that I chose for Stitching Together with Friends that you guys submitted to me will be feasible for a life. What do you think? Anyway, it is Sunday. I don't know, it's Sunday, 8:30 in the morning. I got all my hooks that is required to make this. This is a sweater scarf that Crystal DC Divergent Crafters submitted for a project for February. And I think when I saw this, I was like, I like that. I've always wanted to make a sweater scarf, but all the ones I've ever seen were basically knit, and I'm not that a pro at knit yet. So I'm gonna get there, but let's start with crochet. So I'm gonna attempt to work on this and see how long it takes. It does say you need a big hook to start the foundation chain, which I'm gonna use a 7. And there's a lot, so most likely there's gonna be homework for this because I know how I get when you have to count. Make sure you get some stitch markers, a 4-weight yarn. The pattern is anywhere from, hold please. So it's size inclusive, which I kind of like. It goes from extra small to a 5X. So I'm gonna drop the link to the pattern in the description below. Grab your pattern. It is a free pattern on her blog, but you can purchase the ad-free version from her website as well. But long story short, you start up with a setup row. Depending on how many chains you use or what size you're gonna make, you chain accordingly. So refer to the pattern, my friends. And this crochet along will be, we're doing it together, but not really together. Does that make sense? If you want to make this, which I highly suggest you do, because I want to see how long it takes. And for the most part, everything we're doing is Stitching Together with Friends. I tend to make 1 or 2. I test one out. What is that? I test one out and then I work another one up with you guys. That is cool. Come on, do it. Anyway, long story short, we are going to, this is going to be the next pattern that we do together. Normally, I would spin the wheel, which I did spin the wheel, and it chose it. Now, just for specs and what I'm using, I will be using this yarn that I got from Premier way back when. It looks like it's from Turkey. It is acrylic yarn, 100% acrylic. And let's see, does it say a color? The color is party. So it's like a blue marl color. And there is, it's color 73. And there is, I don't know how many yards. Does it say in the front? I'm not quite sure. But this is the brand here. Bestie. or something like that. $292 I believe, 100 grams for each ball, and I have 5 of them, so we'll see how many I actually use. But yeah, I'll be using that and all these hooks, but I gotta study the pattern first before I start. But anyway, the length of this could be anywhere from 98 inches and up to 122.5 inches, depending on your size. So I did have to go and get my bag that Sherry K made for me. Look at that stitch on there. Get it stitching together with friends. I gotta use my Sherry K bag. And as I open the bag of yarn, this feels more like a 3-weight. This pattern asks for a 4-weight. So we'll see how it goes. The other yarn that I was considering making for this was Pound of Love by Line Brand in the gray, because I have like 5 things but that too is like a 3-weight, so I don't know, we'll see. So let's see. It says start your chain of 56 with a 5.5. Got my 5.5, got my stitch marker ready. I'm gonna start chaining it up. Long story short, let me get started chaining my foundation chain, and we'll see where we go. So I got 56 stitches. I'm gonna put my stitch marker on stitch number 56, and then it says to move up to a 7, which I shall do. And don't mind the microwave in the background. Okay, so now it is almost 9 o'clock, and so I believe Christy is coming on, and after Christy is Missy, and then after Missy is, I'm not quite sure. I just know I have to pick back up at 2 o'clock and see Gwendy. And then the party just starts after that. So I'll be running the YouTube streets, working on this, and we'll see where we get. Right now this is just 56 chains. And now I gotta chain 313 more with this, and then another 56 with the 5.5. So it'll be a minute before I get back to you. Take care, guys. I already messed up. I got all the way to 310 chains, but I read the pattern wrong. Dang it! I was supposed to do 56 chains and then switch to the 7 and do 200 more stitches, and then go back and do another 57 stitches. So now I gotta frog all the way back, because I'm not counting 200 over again. See? Read your pattern, people. Read the pattern first and then start. I was so confident. All I remember was 313. I wonder if I can just keep going. No. Let's do it right. Let's just frog all the way back. Look at this chain. And this is really thin yarn, so I may go get another. Maybe I'll hold 2 together. Working with this more like a 1 weight than a 3 weight, or maybe a 2 weight, I don't know. And this is yarn has a little halo to it, so I had a few snags due to the halo, but I'm back to 56 stitches. Now I should start only to 200. Stop at 200, put a stitch marker, and then do the other 57. I got it this time. Okay, so I've made it for the chain of this pattern. Stitch markers and keep attention to the pattern. So I've chained the 57 and then I switched to a 5, well, I switched to a 5.5, got to the 57 stitches. So now I'm going to start row 1, which says to switch to a 5mm, working in the back hump of the chain, single crochet in the second chain from the hook and in each of the next 55 stitches, then switch back to a 6.5. Do I have a 6? No, I'm going to use 7. And don't forget to give a thumbs up. Alright. I can't mess it up now, right? So 55 stitches. Foundation row is my nemesis. I'm back and I'm halfway through this chain. I got this much done. We're watching Christy in her closet. She's got a fun show. If you haven't checked her out, I'll leave her link below. Go check her out. She comes on Sundays, 9 o'clock my time. But now it's 10 o'clock and I'm still on row 1. Technically row 2. No, it's row 1. Row 1. I did the 55 single crochets. I'm on the lemon peel stitch now, which is a single double single double all the way down until I get to the next stitch marker, and then here I do single crochets and then turn. We'll just take it one row at a time, but for sure this is gonna take some time to crochet together, so we're gonna go with this pattern, and I think I'm only gonna make this one because this is taking a minute for me to even get started. But honestly, I think once I get past row 1 of the pattern, it'll start to zoom because it's basically a 1 row repeat. And since for the body part of the scarf it says to do a 6.5, since I don't have a 6.5 and I started the chain with a 7, I just went down to a 6, and I'm just gonna work it up this way. So, and it's kind of like twisting, so I gotta make sure I get the humps, the Humpty Humped of the chain. That way it doesn't twist. So I might have to. This is why it takes so long. I gotta be careful. Single, double, single. This is what I do when I crochet. I sit here and talk to myself. So why not make content out of it? Normally I would have my headset on, but the battery died on it. And I would either listen to somebody on YouTube or an audiobook. I need to go charge that. So, yeah. And I'm not even close. I mean, I'm almost close. I did go down to the 5 because I'm on the sleeve part of the pattern. But this basically took me forever and a day just to do row 1. So, and I had to get comfortable and get in the chair. After this row, I'm gonna put this down, and I'll be back tomorrow, maybe, because tomorrow's Monday. I'm gonna have to work on this a little at a time to get this going, because the next row 2 through 5 is a repeat of the same thing. Like I said, I'm only taking it a row at a time, so 2 through 5 is probably gonna take me all week. We'll catch up later. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit and do this and hopefully go get a bite to eat because it's already almost 1:30. Granny D's coming on soon. I'm still on row 1. What? I can't believe it. And this row is the hardest of any project. Is a foundation row. But I'm gonna get through it. I don't know what's going on, guys, but I got row 2 done, and that took me roughly about an hour and a half. versus the 2 or 3 hours it took me to do row 1. So we're gonna take it a row at a time. So now I gotta do 3, 4, and 5, which is basically the same. So you do the cuff in a 5, and then you do the body, which is 200 stitches, in a 6. Well, I'm doing it in 6, and then you go back to the 5 to do the other cuff. Fun, right? So I'm just gonna piece all these videos together. Hopefully I had this done by February 6th. It's our first live when we work this up. Hi friends, it is almost, lunchtime is almost over, and I got this much left on row 3. I'll finish it when I get home. I got the cuff done. Now here's the thing. Switching between hooks does break up the pattern a little bit to make me pay attention, right? So, but for the most part, this middle section goes by fairly quickly. I was able to do 3/4 during my lunch break, but I didn't want to be late to punch in for lunch, so I left a little early, and I had maybe like this much of it left to finish when I got home. And now I'm just hanging out with Granny Nikki, and I am having trouble seeing, so I turned it off for right now for the video, but after this I'm just gonna turn it back on and crochet away. I need to get my spectacles on. These might help. Okay, row 4 of this sweater is complete. One more row and then I can start the next set of rows. But look at the lemon peel stitch, very fancy. And then here is just the rib. Well, row 5 is almost done, so we're gonna finish this when we get home. Fun time is over. I'm back. So, you know how I said I was only gonna make one of these? Well, we went live today, and Jeannie was on there. I was so excited to see her. Anyway, long story short, I had to start another one. But this one I'm gonna do a little bit different. So this basically took me, and I only got row 1 done, and then part of row 2. Anyway, that's gonna be my Stitching Together with Friends actual shawl. This one I'm gonna keep going, but this is gonna be my in the car lunch break shawl. I keep saying shawl, it's a scarf, and don't mind the hair. I'm ready for bed, and I got my sleep headphones on, but I'm gonna finish row 5 and then I'm gonna go to bed. It is 10:15. Let's see how long it takes me to do from here to here. And I got Ivy on right now, so I'm watching her before I fall asleep. Not that she's boring or anything. And Mr. Ivy, hi. Mr. Ivy's sweetheart. Ivy's sweetheart. Well, I'm a sweetheart too. You guys, I'm just all over the place. I'm so excited. I was like a one-man show, basically, for bingo. That was awesome. So, if you have not left your numbers for next month, make sure you do so. So, in my community post is where you will leave your bingo numbers. Now, of course, there's bingo rules, so you have to abide by the rules in order to play. And yeah, just come hang out with us. So bingo, I think for the next 2 months, so January, February, and I believe March, April, no, I don't know, I'll go over the rules for the bingo. But yeah, that was fun. Bingo was fun. I enjoyed bingo. And that was the fastest bingo episode ever. I think we were done with bingo by like 6:30, 7 o'clock. And then we just hung out for the remainder of the time there. We talked about this pattern. So I'm excited to get this in. And this thing is so pretty. So if you have not joined us, or if you're still deciding to join us, you know what? Jeannie just started the chain and she worked it out in one sitting, and she's already done with row 1 through 5. So I'm asking you guys to have rows 1 through 5 completed before February 6th, and we'll be at Jeannie's house on February 6th for Stitching Together with Friends. So yeah, that'll be fun. So this row will be done, and then I'm gonna focus on the other one. So I'm just gonna flip between the two. So yeah. Okay guys, I finished row 5 of this first crochet along pattern, and it's quite very long. I mean, I did this extra small, medium size, which is the first set of numbers. Now, I'm going to leave the pattern in the link below. I'm also going to tag the creator of the pattern, and I'm going to tag Divergent Crafter Crystal, who suggested the pattern. I'm also going to tag Ivy B Creates, because I want Mr. Ivy to see me say hi, Mr. Ivy. And then of course I'm going to tag Jeannie. And did I mention it? Maybe Granny D. I mentioned Granny D. I mentioned Miss C. I mentioned Christy, because she was in her closet Sunday. So it took me 3 days, not full days, but 3 days. Well, the first day was pretty much like a full day. I believe it was 3 days. When did I start this? No, 2 days. I started Sunday. No, today's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, 3 days. 3 days to do 5 rows. So, please join us on Stitching Together with Friends. Make that. We ask that you get at least up to row 5 of the pattern. And I kind of like addicted, but I need to go to bed because it's bedtime. And so row 1, well, the chain and then the first row, yeah, row 1 is what's gonna take you the longest to do. But for this pattern, I'm only gonna use my 5.5 hook all the way through just to see. And because this is a 4 weight and that one is a 3 weight, this is going by a lot faster. I'm just saying. So have up to row 5 done by February 6th, and we'll be at Jeannie's house. But of course, if you can get as much as you can done, by all means, definitely do it. Now, I am going to mention as well too, for our winter wheel, that is every quarter, remember? And so I haven't put anybody on the wheel yet because I wanted to get some time to talk to Jeannie over it, because that's changing as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and post this video, and that's what's on my hooks: Missy's bunnies and the scarf. So thank you guys all for hanging out with me tonight, and I do appreciate you and your time. I don't take it lightly at all, so thank you. And make sure you check out the link below, the description box. Pick up all the peeps that I'm hanging out with. Hopefully you enjoy hanging out with them too. So take care, everybody. Good night.